So we'll pretty much just cover kind of like a wide range of stuff, like current events that are going on, your background, college,
Mm-hmm.
pro career,
All right.
what you're doing now with training and everything too, like that. Kind of touch on a few things and
All right.
um, have some fun with it.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So first thing I want to talk about is kind of like just the current state of, you know, America right now, and really the world is with COVID going on and everything. Obviously with football seasons getting canceled and
Right.
everything like that. So what are some of your thoughts on that, and kind of what's some things that some advice for athletes right now?
Yeah, man. 2020 has been a whirlwind, man, with this COVID thing. First and foremost, man, safety is most important. People have families out here, they have fathers, mothers, grandmothers, whoever it may be. So safety is always first. But, for the athletes now, especially the ones that, maybe just got drafted, speaking on the NFL aspect of it, it's different for them because they don't have that time to,
Mm-hmm.
get to know the offense or, have that film, to put out there what they can do, so it's hard, but I would tell those athletes right now, man, hey, it's a different situation, but it's adversity. You've been through this your
Exactly.
whole life, having to adapt to the situations, and it's a scary thing, man, because at the end of the day, man, it's a real situation. It's a lot of families being, being torn apart by this virus, so, as a player, whatever, if you're on the NFL level or the college level or, the Pop Warner level, they want to play football. This is what we dream about doing, each and every day. We want to get to that ultimate level, get to the NFL, So I would just tell them, man, just stay focused, stay the course, try to be as safe as possible and make the best decision for you and your family, So if that's planned, go ahead and do it. I can't tell another man or, another family what to do in a certain situation, but I can speak for myself. If I was still playing, I would definitely have to take into account that, I have a family, I have 4 daughters, I have a wife. So I have to be here for them in the long haul. So it'd be a heavy option to weigh, but, again, it's football. We love it. It's America's greatest game out there, So I would just tell them, man, just stay focused, stay the course, and, just pray about it. And whatever decision you make, just be safe as you can.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
that's definitely some awesome advice, and
Yeah.
I completely agree with it for sure.
Yeah. And like I said, man, this is something that, they dream about doing. Like football is
Yeah.
football, like I said, the greatest sport on earth, I know a lot of people can attest to that, so in saying that, they want to go out there, they want to compete. This is what we all dream about doing. But then again, you have to make sure that, look at the bigger picture, and that's self-safety and safety of your family.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
something I love to see that, you're starting to help. You've been training a lot of guys now.
Yeah.
So I love to see that, you're helping out with
Mm-hmm.
kind of helping them with their dream now. And what kind of made you want to start, your own
Yeah.
training and everything?
That's kind of funny because I wasn't even thinking about doing anything, like this at all, So I was just in the process after I retired, I was like, what's next? And I started to, still work out and try to keep myself in good shape, keep myself feeling good about myself, So I started hashtagging McCluster Fit, every time I would do a workout. And, people were reaching out to me in my DMs like, hey, man, are you a trainer now? Do you train? Can I get a one-on-one session? And at first I was like, no, I don't train. I'm just, keeping myself in shape, right? So maybe 2 more weeks went by and everybody kept asking the same question. So I said, you know what? This is something I might want to tap into because it's my passion. I've always been that guy on the field to be that leader, to be that spark, to make people believe in themselves, even if they don't even believe in themselves, So started doing that and started studying for it and got certified to be a certified trainer. And, from there, from January to now, man, business is really booming. It's going pretty good, man. And I'm enjoying it because I'm able to put in that same energy that I've been doing, my whole career, my whole life in football, but still be connected in a way in doing that. But take it a step further, off the football field and, just helping the everyday person just, feel good about themselves and stay in shape and be healthy. So McCluster Fit is my brand now, man. I'm going all the way with it.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Love to see it.
And do you feel like you noticed, whether it's been as a player or as a trainer, that, athletes really underappreciate the training aspect, whether it's the weight room, conditioning, stuff like that? Do you feel like there's underappreciation for any of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it can be because at the end of the day, we all want to just go out there in front of the fans and go out there in front of the cameras and turn it on and turn it off if we want to. But training and preparing is just as important as going out there and playing the game. You can't go out there and not know what you're doing because if you don't know what you're doing, you'll be sitting right here where I am on the sideline on the bench, right? So what I try to teach my athletes, who I do train, you know, um, of course I teach them the football aspect, the game aspect, but I teach them a lot about life, man. Just a lot of the
Mm,
things and experiences that I've been through. I want to give them the raw, the uncut, the real deal world. So when they are faced with that, any type of adversity, they have somewhat of an answer, or it's not just something that's popping up on them new. So I want go to school, do your work, hold yourself accountable, hold your teammate accountable, stuff like that, on and off the field. So football will take care of itself, but you have to take care of the off the field stuff. Just being a stand up guy, your character will take you a long way. And I preach to them, hey, I didn't get to where I got to, just by raw talent. I had to go out
mhm.
there and had to do that extra studying. Being that guy that is going to show up and lead by example, and just trying to do the best you can do and do the things the right way, and it'll carry you a long way. And I think that's where I am in life right now. I try to do things and model myself, behind action speaks louder than words, so I can't just tell them, hey, this is what it is, and here I am over here doing something different, So again, it goes back to teaching them about life skills, man, because things are not going to go as planned all the time, but how do you respond? That's what I
Yeah,
teach my guys. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's it's about the total package. I love that. I
Yeah,
love
you
how you
have to,
just said it.
man. You
Yeah,
have to. Yes, sir.
yeah. So now, kind of going back a little bit to your earlier in your life, what was your recruiting process like in high school? I always like to hear different athletes' recruiting stories to kind of share.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you all know, the storyline with me was always I'm too small.
Yeah.
He's too small to do this and do that. So in high school, I was actually like a two-star, and it pissed me off, right? But I never said anything about it. I just wanted to go out there and show, hey, this is what you're calling a two-star. I'm gonna make you eat those words, right? So, going into my junior year, I had a breakout year. My senior year, it was amazing, right? So I was getting these schools. They were coming in like the Floridas, the Florida States, um, the West Virginia, stuff like that. I wanted to stay home in Florida because I'm from Florida. I want to stay home, be around my family, because that's what I knew, right? And all the Florida schools were like, hey, you're kind of small to be a running back. Have you thought about playing cornerback or defense? And I was like, no, I'm better with the ball in my hands, and they were like, well, we're kind of skeptical about that. So if we bring you on, you'll be just a kick returner or maybe a converted running back to a cornerback. So I turned it down. I was like, you know what? I know within myself who I am and what I can do. And in the process, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. So Ole Miss came in. I was committed to South Florida because I had my first child was born when I was 17, coming fresh out of high school. So I was kind of a baby, raising a baby, not knowing, what to do. But all I knew was, what? I have to buckle down and I have to do what's best for me and my child, right? So I was committed to South Florida and Tampa. I was staying home, and Coach Ed Ogeron called me, the head coach for LSU, and he was like, "Hey Dex, can we just come down to you and talk to you?" So I'm like, "All right, that's cool. He come down, we can talk, whatever." But my mind is made up, which I thought at that time. So he came in the living room, met my family, and he had me so pumped up in the living room to play a game. Just talking to me, and me imagining myself on that field. I was like, you know what, Dad, I want to take a visit to Ole Miss, right? So went down to Ole Miss, not knowing what to expect. Got on the flight, first time flying, so I was scared the whole way there. So I get there, met my dad, and I experienced everything, the culture, the tradition, and just everything felt right. So when I got back on that plane, I said, Dad, man, I know where I want to go. He was like, where? And I said, I want to go to Ole Miss. And he was like, hey, if that's what you want, I'm behind you 100%. And it ended up being one of the best decisions in my career, man. And, obviously the rest is history, man. The rest is history.
Hmm. That's
Yeah, so that
awesome.
was kind of my recruiting process. I was too small to play offense, and I was too small to play in the SEC. And I took that and put that chip on my shoulder, and that's what motivated me and fueled me to, to some of my success, most of my success.
Right, right. But you believed in yourself.
Oh yeah, hands down. Nobody can tell me I can't do nothing. If
Yep.
I say I can fly, I'm gonna find a way to fly. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's my
Yep.
mindset. Yeah.
Yep.
So, is there any reason besides that you chose Ole Miss? Did you like the campus or the environment, or was it just a pure football decision?
No, it wasn't a pure football thing. It was just, it was a culture shock. Being from Florida, being from the city, I'm used to the tall buildings and that fast paced life. But when I got there, it was like a small but big community there, and everything. It just felt right. I couldn't really tell you what it was, but something just in my gut was like, hey, this is where you need to be. And I followed my gut, man. And my dad always told me, hey, follow that gut feeling, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the right decision. So he was behind me the whole step of the way. And a lot of people back home was like, Mississippi, what? Do you know what they used to do back in the day? I said, listen here, man. I'm there to go get my education, get my grades, and get up out of there. And at the end of the day, man, I had a great 4 years there, man. I had no run-ins with anybody, man. It was good for me. It was perfect for me. It was good.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
So
Probably tied it, by the way. Ole Miss. Yeah, you see that? You see that goat back there?
I see
Okay.
it.
yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
So, how much do you think your versatility, being able to play both running back and receiver, helped you at Ole Miss compared to some of your fellow teammates who might only be good at one position?
Right. Well, I'm glad you said that. Just to all the athletes out there, man, the more you can do, the better off you'll be. So I never thought about playing receiver, but again, back to Ed Ogeron, he was like, hey, we have a running back already, but if you come down here, you'll have a chance to compete to be a starter as a freshman, but at receiver. So I was like, hey, yeah, that's me. I don't want to go up there and sit out and do that. I want to get thrown in the fire right now, because that's the type of person I am, and I knew I can, make the cut if I was given the opportunity, right? So me learning the receiver and already having a running back background, and I never really punt return, kick return, but I was actually I was an athlete, so I can really pretty much play anywhere. And me learning that at Ole Miss, and then being able to go to the next level in the NFL and being able to not miss a beat if they put me at the slot receiver or outside. I can run a route just like a receiver, and I can run the ball just like a running back. So, I mean, it helped me out full circle. And I was not just a running back to where I had to get pounded up every time, because, again, I wasn't the biggest guy, and I'm not the biggest guy, right? But, me being able to be interchangeable, doing this, doing that over here, and there, I think that's why my career lasted as long as it did, me being able to be interchangeable. So, athletes, again, man, the more you can do, the better off you can be. Don't just limit yourself to one thing, man. Do whatever you can do, and I guarantee it'll help you out in the long run.
Okay, let's see. So how would you say your senior season went at Ole Miss?
Kaboom. It went crazy, man. So speaking of that, so my first 2 years, it was Ed Ogeron, the head coach, and then Houston Nutt came over my last two. And his brother, Danny Nutt, the coolest guy I ever met in my life, man. Cool guy. So he saw me. I was playing more receiver before they got there at Ole Miss. And he saw me running during the spring, I believe. And he was like, hey, Cluss, you ever play running back before? I said, man, all my life. And he was like, I'm going to talk to my brother, man. We got to get you in that backfield, hang you off that rock. So, I mean, once he started handing me off that rock, man, I don't think they put me at receiver again. Maybe once or twice every now and then, but they wanted to hand me that ball and get it in my hands early. So, again, man, just being able to be interchangeable and having that in my background, my senior season went crazy. And I don't know if you guys know, man, but with COVID, it kind of hit. It was supposed to be in May, but I'm getting inducted into the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame this year. So it's going to be, so it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be dope, man. So whenever this COVID crap is over with, man, I mean, if y'all want to fly down to Dallas, it's free. Y'all can come on in. It's in the Dallas stadium. If y'all want to come on in and get that exclusive interview.
Good to know.
Can't say no to that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. So whenever they offer, they said maybe September, October, they'll try to get it done. But it's just an honor just being like, I'm gonna be mentioned, forever. So it's gonna be kind of dope, man. It's dope. Yeah.
Exactly. Some legacy getting cemented there. That's awesome.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long road, man, but this journey was well worth it, man. Well worth it. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a whole lot of downs, a lot of broken bones, a lot of sacrifices. But hey, I'm still here, man. I'm blessed. Got my family, got my health, man. Everybody's okay, and I'm sitting back chilling and still doing what I do.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So transitioning from college to the professionals, how would you say your combine went on overall? And what was exactly going through your head, going through all drills and stuff like that?
Right. I think my 40 time wasn't too good at the combine because that natural competitiveness in me when we were running the 40, when you start, if you stumble or slip or don't have the correct start, you can stop. and rerun it. But the competitor in me, when I ran and I was kind of off, I was like, you know what? I got enough speed to dig it and still pull out a good time. So that I wasn't too happy about. But my field work spoke for itself, man. Getting in and out of my cuts, my times were great. So I did get an opportunity to run it again at my pro day, which I was a lot faster, and I felt a lot better about it. But I felt good. I was one of the smallest running backs there at 173, but I bench pressed the 225, I believe, like 20 times, I believe. 20 times. So that was more than some of the linemen that were there that year. So I felt really good about that because they were saying I was too small, but I showed them that, hey, I pack a mighty punch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So overall, man, it was good. The combine, it was a lot of long days, a lot of repetitiveness, a lot of meetings. I was in an MRI machine because, think about it. The teams, if they're going to invest all this money into you, they want to know everything about your body, all the injuries. So I honestly think I was like at the doctor getting x-rays and MRIs for almost 10 hours. And
Wow.
I think they kind of do that to test the mental strongness of somebody, because it was some times where I was like, man, you know what? I want to call it quit. I'm tired of being in this MRI machine, but I stayed true to it, man. I got through it, but it was a long process, a long, tiring process, but, it is what it is to make it to that next level. So I just, put my big guy pants on, man, and roll with the punches.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually threw up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So, I was too small, right? So, like, I was like 170 something. That's the most I've ever been in my life. Still, even right now, man, I'm stronger than what I was playing, but I still weigh like 165, man. So, like, this is my true deal weight. And so like the day before the weigh-in, I was munching, eating everything, stuffing my body because I wanted to be heavy, right? To be bigger, right? So I stuffed all night, then got up, stuffed that morning. And before I stepped on the scale, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes before I was supposed to step on the scale, I was in the bathroom throwing up everything I ate, man. So I'm like, oh no, I'm about to be like 160 something. But I went from 175 to like 173. So I lost like 2 pounds of me throwing up. Yeah. So that I didn't tell a lot of people that story. So I might be second or third person I've told. So I threw up before my weigh in.
Right there.
Yeah, I threw up for my weigh in, man. I weighed in 2 pounds less.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What about I've heard a lot of stories about like the NFL teams asking some weird questions during the combine process. You get any of those?
Yeah, they asked a lot of off the wall stuff that I didn't think they even knew about, like, family history, stuff that, my family done, like relatives have done in the past. And I'm like, wait a minute. So yeah, I don't want to disclose too much of that because it can get a little gray. But yeah, I had some fun. So I actually I sang growing up when I was 10 years old. I used to sing a lot, whatever. So they were like, yeah, I hear you're a singer. So they actually made me bust out in a song. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. If that's what you want, I will do it. So I did that. But that's probably the second most crazy thing I was asked. But I don't want to really disclose the other one because, a little too touchy, to the family.
Right.
What song was it?
It was a gospel song. I figured I couldn't go wrong with God, man. So I'm going to go ahead and sing that. So if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they got to deal with God on that one.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it was Fred Hammond, "No Weapons" that I sung. It was dope. I was nervous as hell, but hey, if they'd have told me to do 10 backflips, I would have did 10 backflips.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. So once you got drafted, of course you were a second rounder. Once you got drafted and you went on to the Chiefs, did you have a welcome to NFL moment, whether it was during training camp, preseason, regular season, any point?
Yeah. So my welcome to the NFL was actually a good moment, really. And I can tell you the second welcome to the NFL, that was a pretty bad moment with Ray Lewis and all those other guys. But I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah. So coming into camp, I'm a charismatic type of guy. So like I fit in anywhere I go, right? Because I'm gonna be me no matter what. And being that charismatic guy and then still on the field, the way I worked hard, the way I approached it, if they send a linebacker up in the A gap, yeah, I'm a rookie, but I'm still going to meet you in the hole like I've been there before because that's who I am. So that aspect, I was cool on it. I earned their respect real early, right? And again, in training camp, how they have the rookies get up and, maybe saying their alma mater and do this stuff. And I'm a stand-up guy. So when they call me, I'm going to go up and do it. So they got kind of bored in doing that because they knew I really liked getting up in front of a crowd and doing stuff like that. So they kind of, I got past that. So my first NFL game was against the San Diego Chargers on a Monday Night Football. So everybody back home, I'm telling everybody watching, the whole world's tuned in. And I'm sitting on the sideline, and Javier Arenas was our punt returner. And, I think he maybe was struggling that game. I can't really remember. So I saw our head coach lean over to our special teams coach and was like, hey, I want to see McCluster return one. And when he said that, my heart went down to my feet. So I'm like, oh, my God. I haven't returned a punt all year. Well, it was the first game of the season. I haven't returned a punt all game. Just catch the ball, Dex, and I don't care if you gain a yard, just catch the ball. So I'm out there. It's raining a little bit. So I'm like, man, I'm freaking out. My gloves are wet. So I'm rubbing the inside of my thighs, trying to keep my gloves dry. Boom, the punt comes up. Once I caught it and I had room, made one miss, and that was my iconic 94-yard punt return in my first game on a Monday night football. So that was kind of my welcome to the NFL. So after that game, I called everybody. Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, I did that. Right.
Yeah.
So fast forward later on in the year, it was a playoff game. I made the playoffs in my rookie year. So I lucked up on that. But we were playing the Baltimore Ravens, and was it it was Ed Reed at first, right? So Matt Cass was the quarterback. He dropped back. I was in the flats. I wasn't open, but Matt kind of panicked and just threw it to me, and I knew I was going to get hit. So when I caught it, Ed Reed came at a beeline, and you can probably see it on YouTube. And it looks like it didn't hurt. Oh, it felt worse than what it looked like. So he hit me, right? Boom. So I caught the ball, but I ran to the sideline afterwards, and my whole chest, like I couldn't feel it. So I knew the camera was going to be on me with the after you get a big hit or you get blown up, the camera's going to be all in your grill. So I didn't want to move my mouth. So I leaned over to my coach and said, hey, coach. And he was like, what's up? I said, I can't feel my chest. And he was like, what do you mean? You want to play? I said, yeah, I still want to play. Just get me to halftime. I wanted to move my lips. I didn't want the camera to see what I was saying, right? Get in halftime. I got shot up with some Novocaine. So I was all good to go. Like maybe 4 plays after halftime, I got a handoff. I'm going up the gut, and it's Ray Lewis. And the stupidness and the competitiveness in me was like, you know what? I'm going to run head on and see what I can do. I ran full speed. I dropped it. Boom. The ball went one way and I went the other way, man. So coach called me over there and he was just cursing me out. I'm like, man, yeah, welcome to the NFL, Dex. I thought I had it made when I scored that 94-yarder, but it's a different ball game when you get to the playoffs. And I realized that really early. So that was my 2 welcome to the NFL, good and bad. Good and bad, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's cool to hear, a good and bad one for sure.
Yeah. Actually, I think I kept the picture somewhere with Ed Reed, like, and Ray Lewis, like, crushing me. So I can forever say when I get older, hey, I look who I got tackled by some Hall of Famers. Yeah, that's your uncle, that's your papa right there. I did that. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it'd be cool, man, just to have that memory to share, man. Yeah.
So with the whole welcome to the NFL moment, most of your career was on the Chiefs. I noticed a lot of head coaching changes.
Yeah,
your time on the
whole
Chiefs.
lot.
So from like 2009 to 2011, there was a coach, and then 2011 there was an intern, and then
Romeo.
So, how would you compare all those coaches and their offensive schemes, and then how was your time on the Chiefs in general?
Yeah, man, my time with the Chiefs, man, was amazing. I hated to leave. I wanted to stay, but it's a business, and I felt at the time I was worth more than what they wanted to bring me back for. So I had to make a decision for my family. But I mean, that's the best team I can honestly say I played for. Organization overall that I played for, was the Kansas City Chiefs, man. As far as the fan base, as far as the coaches, but back to the coaches, man. Like we had so many. We had Todd Haley, then Romeo Crennel came in as the interim head coach. And then here comes Andy Reid. So all of them were different in their own forms. Todd Haley was more laid back, chill. Romeo Crennel, he was very chill. It took a lot to get him riled up. But when Andy Reid came over, man, like he's an offensive minded genius, man. And he has a way he can have 10 to 12 star athletes on the team and find a way for everybody to eat. And it's great, man. His motto was, man, hey, listen, hey, Deuce, I want you to go out there and show your personality, man. I want to see some dancing. I know you got a little dance moves. And so he lets you play free, man. And if you watch those guys play, they're having fun when they're doing it. And he has a way to not put all that pressure on you. Just go out and play football and be yourself, man. And while you're doing it, do a couple of dances for me so I can try to do them in the next meeting. So that's the type of guy he was. But all of those guys were great head coaches and all had different, ways of approaching things. But Andy Reid, man, I would definitely say I enjoyed that 1 year that I had with him. He definitely put me in the right situation to, show my true skill.
Yeah, I definitely noticed this year with the Chiefs offense. There's just so much swag overall with
It,
Mahomes,
Yeah,
Tyreek,
it
Kelsey,
yeah.
exactly,
everyone. It's just
exactly.
it was
Yeah,
crazy to
and when
watch.
you have an organization like that, man, that just allows every moving part to do their job, from the coach to the trainer to the players to whatever. Everybody has a job to do, and nobody ever steps on anybody's toes. And then when you have a coach that's gonna let you just go out there and swag it out, oh man, you're gonna have fun, man. When you're having fun, man, you're winning. And when you're winning, it all comes back full circle. You're having fun and you're getting paid, baby. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Do
Yeah.
you think Andy Reid's offense was probably your favorite offense that you played in, or is there someone?
Ha-
Yeah.
ha- Andy Reid, hands down, was my favorite offense I played in, because it was
Hmm.
no limit. There was no limit to what he had. He always was thinking ahead of the game. He was, when we thought he was right here, he was 10 steps ahead of us, and what he was already thinking. So everything he does and everything that he has, it's a rhyme or reason for it. And he's going to make sure he incorporates not one, not two, not three, but everybody across the board. And he's going to showcase everybody's skill in one game, every game. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Do you have a particular play that was your favorite? Whether it was if you were lining up in the backfield, slot, or wherever.
Yeah, I would definitely say with the Chiefs, and then it carried on when I came to the Titans a little bit, because they saw me running a lot with the Chiefs. But it was a draw play outside, right? So I'll set up like I'm blocking to the left side. Our left tackle, he'll bait the guy to was it outside? Yeah, he'll bait the guy outside, like
To
he
rush
won
you up.
outside. Then he'll let him go, and I'll get the handoff, and now he's up ahead on the linebacker or cornerback, whatever it is. So I made a lot of bread off of that draw play. I forgot what the play was called, but it was definitely that draw play, man. It was dope. I forgot what it's called. I might be able to look at my archives, because I still got my KC playbook, man. Man, still go back through and reminisce on the memories. You feel me? But I'm pretty sure it changed now. But if
Right.
I can find that play, I'm gonna make sure I DM you, and I'm gonna get that exact play for you.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. I'd
Yeah,
love to take a look at that.
yeah,
I'm sure you guys got that on a couple, third and longs where
there it is. Yeah,
defense are
big
basically
Brandon.
expecting pass.
Yeah, big Brandon Albert, man. He was one of
Oh
the
yeah,
best
I
that
remember
running that
him.
play. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was one of the best that running. He set him up so good, and now we off to the races. Yep,
Oh yeah. Oh
Brandon
yeah.
Albert, BL. Yep.
Yep. So what was your Pro Bowl experience like once you made it? It was in Hawaii that year too, right?
Hawaii, yeah,
Yeah.
the last year in Hawaii, man, it was amazing. I got a chance to, take my whole family, my mom, my dad, my wife, my mother-in-law, nephew. So everybody had a chance to experience that moment. It was great, man. It was a lot of money to get everybody out there, but the good thing about the Pro Bowl was, if you win or lose, you still get a nice lump sum of money. So I
Hmm.
kind of got that back in return, and it wasn't just about the money, man. It was about just the experience overall,
Right.
man. So it was amazing. Actually, my father proposed to my mother in Hawaii while we were
Oh,
down there. So that was kind of an unexpected turn down there. So I'm happy I was able to make that moment come true. But a funny story with that, me first time being in the Pro Bowl, a lot of those guys that's been there before, they knew how the practices work. It's really not a practice. It's just like a 10 play jog through. So here I am, made my first Pro Bowl. I'm lacing up before the first practice. I'm tying my cleats tight. And I forgot who it was. He came over to me and was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I'm getting ready for practice." He said, "Man, it's not a practice, man. We just out here just goofing off, man." I said, "For real?" So long story short, I got used to that real quick. So I was hyped up, ready like to go out there and show what I got. But after I saw how it was run, I was like, "Oh, this is chill, man." So again, Hawaii was amazing. I got a chance to experience something that I never thought in a million years that I will be in Hawaii, and being able to bring my family and my wife's family, man. It was a dope experience, man. It was fun.
mm-hmm. Did Jersey swap
It
with
was fun.
anyone?
Did I? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I
No.
took mine home. I got it back here. I got one back
Nice.
here and gave one to
Oh
my
yeah.
dad, man. I
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
bring that home with me. Yeah. So I
Did you
did not.
do you do many Jersey swaps like throughout your career?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What a lot of the guys that I know, some guys I played with in college, some guys that I just became friends with. We played together on a team at some point in time through my NFL. But yeah, I have a few of them actually. I need to get them framed and posted up, but I'm not done with the man cave yet. So I want to make sure I get it all right before I put everybody up.
Right. Right. Looks like it's coming
Yeah.
along nice though.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. I've been doing I've been doing my thing, man. I'm doing it by myself, man. So I come up with new ideas every day, but I'm
Yeah.
actually probably gonna try to knock this whole wall in it. So it may change.
There you go. There you go. So now, kind of fast
Yeah.
forward a couple years. Obviously, your most recent playing experience was with the Mass Pirates, and the Mass Pirates are close to where we are by Nichols. So we're very familiar with the
Right.
Mass Pirates, of course, with like Marty
Mhm.
being there and everything. So
Yeah.
what was your experience being in Worcester? Because I'm sure you haven't really been in this area that much, and kind of your
Never. It was my first time. But I'm not gonna lie, man. That was the dopest experience, man. Because it wasn't about how many people were in the stands. It just brought it back to just the love of the game, the pureness of
right.
the game. So it kind of gets lost in transition when you play in the league for so long because it's strictly business. It's a cutthroat thing. So probably maybe my 6th year in the league, I was kind of like, man, it's not feeling the same anymore. I was sitting in the meeting rooms. I'm like, man, I don't want to be here. I want to go home with my family, right? So I wasn't getting that same excitement. But just everything before that, it just wasn't hitting the same for me. And going up there, man, it just brought it back to the pureness, man. All the dancing, all just the having fun, man, just hanging out, doing whatever, right? So it was a good experience. And I think that kind of helped me, find my second career, my second path out of football early because I became that mentor. Because when I walked in, I didn't walk in like, yeah, I'm Dexter McCluster, the NFL guy, the Pro Bowler. I walked in just like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Dex, man. Woo woo. And they like a lot of guys were like, man, I can't believe I'm with you, man. I used to watch you. Da, da, da. Even
Yeah.
even some of the coaches, right? Same thing, right? So
Coach Terrell.
even some of the coaches. So yeah, and especially I can't call his name right now, but yeah, he when I got in, him and I think was it Marty in there? I forgot who it was. They were watching film, and I didn't
Yeah.
even know he was the head coach. I didn't meet anybody, and he was just like, "Oh no, we got not Dexter McCluster, D da da da." So I'm like, "Yeah, no, well, I don't act like that. I'm just Dex, man. It's
Yeah.
cool." And but then as I asked somebody, I said, "Well, who was that?" He was like, "It's the head coach." I said, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn, well, yeah." He was acting like a fan. No disrespect, man. You my guy. You my guy. You my guy. But it was kind of cool. But some of the guys, being that mentor, like, man, they're asking questions like, what did it take to get there, man? What was it like? Me being able to kind of give them an insight and give them some things that I've been through in my career. And it still gave so some of those guys are still, using that as a platform, the NAL, to actually, go
Yeah.
to the CFL, to go to the
Exactly.
NFL, so I think just seeing me there and just my presence being there, even though, I didn't have the best stats there and all that, but I didn't care because I'm up there, for the love of the game, to be around the guys, to see other guys do their thing, man. So that's what I got off on down there, man. Just any way I can. So I think, like I said, going back to that second career, being that mentor, I was able to kind of, what, I'm a motivator, man. I can get people to believe, man. Like I got something special here. So that kind of helped me to finish my last chapter. And after that season was over with, I